We routinely treat disinformation as an informational deficit problem. The prevailing professional assumption is that bad actors inject lies into the public discourse to trick a gullible, passive public. Following this logic, our institutional response relies on volume and verification. We scale up real-time fact-checking and deploy automated data platforms to correct the record, assuming that exposure to the truth cures the deception. This graph maps the volume of professional fact-checking against the public's belief in false narratives. Despite living in an era of peak information access and professional debunking, adherence to verifiable falsehoods accelerates right alongside it. Disinformation operates outside the bounds of intellect or simple access to the truth. It functions as a highly adapted feature of human psychology. Audiences do not sit as passive victims waiting to be manipulated. They're active participants, intentionally seeking out specific narratives. They use chosen narratives to fulfill deep-seated emotional needs. The factual accuracy of the information fractures, becoming secondary to the psychological utility it provides. Because the root desire is emotional comfort, introducing raw empirical facts rarely produces enlightenment. Instead, empirical contradiction triggers defensive psychological rejection. Treating the post-truth crisis as an informational deficit ignores this affective structure. As long as we approach the problem with data correction, fact-checking will continue to fail. This diagram maps the traditional transmission model, where information flows in a straight line from deceptive sender to naive receiver. But striking that model, a different architecture emerges, a circular co-production feedback loop, accounting for the receiver's active desires and pre-existing biases. Disinformation serves as a psychological crutch. It facilitates the self-deceit of the perpetrator as much as it deceives the target audience. A fabricated news story functions as an invitation. The creator asks a specific target audience to join a collective shared fantasy. Audiences will enthusiastically rally behind a demonstrably false, even crude statistic if it perfectly aligns with their collective political grievances. Subsequent exposure of these lies by traditional media has little effect. By the time a correction is published, the narrative has already served its emotional purpose. We cannot measure the success of a disinformation campaign by its factual plausibility. Its success is determined strictly by the psychological utility it provides to a willing audience. State-level and corporate disinformation campaigns rarely aim for genuine persuasion. Internally, authoritarian regimes distribute obvious falsehoods to foster public acquiescence and submission. They do not demand actual belief, only outward compliance. Externally, hostile states do not need to invent new narratives from scratch. They systematically amplify and weaponize a target nation's pre-existing social divisions. The most cost-effective product of a disinformation campaign is simply the paralyzing spread of doubt. Decades ago, corporate entities manufactured artificial scientific uncertainty to protect toxic products from regulation, demanding impossible standards of proof to stall consensus. Modern state actors deploy this exact same methodology of doubt around international incidents. They demand absolute proof to evade accountability for severe, documented events. By flooding the zone with contradictory narratives, bad actors create a dense mist of confusion. Consensus becomes impossible, and they achieve their strategic goals without ever needing to convince the public of a single specific lie. The previous information age was characterized by data scarcity, broadcast logic, and manual retrieval of facts. We have transitioned into the experience age. This shift operates as a necessary psychological defense mechanism against the overwhelming superabundance of digital data. Time and attention are now our scarcest resources. Rigorous, multi-sourced fact-checking is metabolically and temporally too expensive for the average consumer. Users adapt by relying on an experiential click, an immediate, intuitive feeling of rightness when encountering new information. This side-by-side comparative ledger highlights this shift. Where the information age prioritized verifiability and objectivity, the experience age evaluates truth claims based on affective valence, their ability to deliver immediate consumer satisfaction. False claims inherently possess a novelty advantage. They are constructed to be far more engaging and shareable than dry, complex realities. In a ruthless attention economy optimized for user engagement, an entertaining and emotionally resonant fiction will organically outcompete pedestrian facts every single time. Our institutions, social structures, and interpersonal relationships now operate under mediatization, meaning they are entirely submitted to the logic of media algorithms. These algorithms meticulously track our behaviors to map our digital doppelgangers, determining exactly what information will trigger our engagement. This diagram illustrates the invisible architecture. A filter bubble forms around the user, weaponizing confirmation bias by allowing only validating data through. These individual bubbles link up to form massive, isolated network clusters, breeding affiliative truth, narratives functioning as social glue. Embracing an extreme or absurd narrative serves as a costly signal of tribal loyalty. It provides the deep satisfaction of validating shared anxieties about outgroups or elites. To protect the tribe's worldview and maintain their affiliative truth, communities will routinely deny documented physical world tragedies, branding them as elaborate conspiracies. When a narrative's primary function is to prove loyalty to a mediatized tribe, the boundary between authentic reality and fabricated fiction becomes completely irrelevant to the user. Zooming out, we see the entire macro system. The user sits trapped in a filter bubble, actively participating in a co-production feedback loop. This architecture is not broken. It is a perfectly functioning system, operating exactly as optimized for the experience age. The post-truth era is simply the natural mathematical equilibrium reached when human psychological needs collide with algorithmic curation. Truth has become purely functional. In a hyper-complex world, humans will prioritize the narrative that ensures group survival and emotional stability over abstract empirical reality. You cannot fight effective tribal affiliation with raw statistics. As long as we treat disinformation solely as a crisis of data, rather than a crisis of psychological utility, the facts will continue to lose.